Hey, hello everybody, this is Purge, and I'm bringing you guys a very special little video here. I'm going to be going over how best to draft in RD mode. And this is, before I get into that, a couple quick announcements. So, thanks for tuning in. I recently passed 20,000 subscribers, which has been absolutely awesome. I appreciate all you guys watching. I just want to apologize quickly for not being very good about uploading videos the last month or so. I've been uploading tons of gameplay casts, which is kind of what I always do during the day in terms of streaming, but Star Series had me so busy that I rarely had time or motivation to spend extra time after the fact to make gameplay commentaries and stuff like that. And I know you guys love those, so I apologize for not getting those up as often. I was ended up working like between 40 and 60 hours per week. I usually didn't have a day off for weeks at a time, usually a week or two, but today was my first real day off. I'm still working, obviously, but I've spent like 5 or 6 hours playing video games already so far today, and I don't really get to do that very much anymore, unfortunately. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm going to get back into it. So when Star Series is gone, is downtime for a while, I should be more able to make gameplay commentaries, so I'll stop slacking on that. Anyways, so once again, thanks for tuning in, and let's get to the content. So what I basically wanted to go over, RD is a new drafting mode that is put into the game. It was old in Dota 1. It's generally thought to be the best casual mode to play. And there's a couple reasons for this. I actually took an image in-game screenshot because there's no way, I didn't check, I guess, and maybe there was a possible way to do it, but I didn't know if there was a way to pause during the picking stage, so I just took 4 screenshots, and I'm going to talk about how to best draft in RD. So obviously this is more of like a pub strategy than anything else, but this is knowledge that I've gained over the years by playing tons of Dota pubs. So things that you want to look at, the way RD works is you get random 20 heroes in the entire pool. As you guys can see, there's images that some of them are a little darker or a little brighter than the darkened out ones. And what this basically means is that when you hop into an RD game, these are the only heroes that can be drawn from. And there's positives and negatives about this, but primarily there's big positives. The main issue that me and many other people have from playing AP mode is people generally only pick the 2 to 3 heroes they're good at, which is not a huge deal because people then, whatever, they have a good win rate or whatever, but it's not very good for learning if you only play the same heroes, first of all, but also people oftentimes pick the Imba heroes, and you end up seeing a lot of the same heroes in every game, so you might have to play against Invoker way too many times, or maybe you have to play against like Anti-Mage every single game, stuff like that. But if you play RD mode, those heroes are not guaranteed to be in the pool, so you are guaranteed to get more hero variety in your Dota games. Guaranteed to get more hero variety. And that's really fun because the Dota is a game of up to 108 heroes, so this is exactly what we should be striving for, is getting a lot of hero variety into our pub play. So it's more fun to play RD on average. You don't have to worry about playing AR. I'm sorry, I didn't make this super clear, but it's basically 20 random heroes and you get to pick from it, taking turns from each team. So basically, it doesn't force you to play captain's mode where you're reliant on one person who doesn't know what he's doing. You're not playing all random, so you don't have to worry about playing a random hero that you don't necessarily like. At this way, it at least guarantees you that you have a selection of heroes that you might be okay at. So there's a couple strategies that come down to when you do pick. The way that the picking works is, for example, if I would get first pick here, I would be the first to pick, and then it would be the other team, they would get 2 picks here. Then it would be my team's turns, 2 picks, and then 2 picks, and then 2 picks, and the last pick goes to this guy over here. He gets the last pick out of everybody else. So this allows you to balance things out. It's kind of a mix between captain's mode and AP. So it's the most fun mode to play. This is pretty much what I guarantee I will be playing almost every single game, unless I'm trying to make a recording for a specific hero, then I'll play an AP game. SD and RD are pretty much the only 2 games that we would ever play in Dota 1, almost always. I should play more CM myself, but I do not. So, anyways, so a couple strategies, things that you can get, things that are going to help you out here. Also, I didn't realize somebody added me as I took the screenshot, so just lucky 11, it happens to be lucky, and yeah, that is his name. He gets to be on the VOD forever. Anyways, there's a couple important things to look at. First of all, it's not guaranteed to be 5 from each pool. And another important fact that you have to remember is there should always be 2 farm here or support heroes in every game. 2 heroes that generally don't get a lot of last hits but should be warding and things. That makes supports very, very valuable in random draft if you end up drafting that way. So if you guys do play random draft mode, try to start off earlier. Your early picks for your team should be supports more so than farm dependent solo heroes. That's one issue with RD is you end up having shitty lanes more often than not. Because if we look at this draft right here, how many support heroes do we have? We have a Tidehunter, we have a possible Sven who can support, And agility, there is nobody that can support. Dire Team Lina could support, Enigma can jungle / support, which works. Darkseer can jungle, and Lion can also support. So the most valuable heroes, if I look on this map, the most valuable heroes in this game are probably Tidehunter. I would say maybe Enigma with Lion. Some of those heroes. If I was picking in this and I said, I want to guarantee that our team gets some support heroes, that our laning goes well, which gives us a better chance of winning, then those are the 3 heroes that I would go for. I mean, obviously you also want to pick towards your team, and eventually there will be swaps integrated, something that hasn't been programmed yet, I'm sure, and that's why it's not an AR yet. Something that used to be able to do in Dota 1 is swap heroes, but it's just a matter of programming it, which is why AR was added so late, because they probably didn't want to take the time to code how to do that and make sure that it was all no bugs or anything. So for now, it's important to pick early. If you wait and you pick less good heroes, so if first pick was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play Morphling, and then the enemy team gets to pick up 2 support heroes, all of a sudden you're up a hill a little bit, because then there's less supporters for you. You might have to have crappy lanes with 2 farmers, and that's much less likely to do well in a game. So in this game setup, I would say Tidehunter, Lion, and Enigma, and from there it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Try to make sure, I don't know if you guys have watched my laning video or not, how to lane properly, but 1 farm dependent hero mid, 1 top, and 1 bottom. If you have a jungler, then you technically have 4 spaces where you can farm, so you need at least 1 support every game, unless you want to have crappy lanes and fight over CS and crap like that. So that's cool. Alright, I have 3 more slides. Let's go to the next one. Cha-chink. Okay, so in this next lineup, I haven't looked at any of these before. Valuable heroes. Vengeful Spirit, of course, one of the few agility heroes that can support. Venge and Venomancer are the only 2, pretty much. There's a lot of dire intelligence, so you could actually support with a lot of these guys. Lich, Lion, Leshrac. It's a pretty decent pool. It's not that bad. Just a few carries here. Not a giant amount. Spectre is actually here, I can now notice. So this is a decent draft here. This would allow you to pick fairly reasonable. I'm wondering now if I have an image or not that doesn't have a lot of support heroes or not. Here's my 3rd image. No supports. No supports, and tops 2-ish supports. So Shen can jungle, of course, Nature's Prophet and Chance. There's a lot of junglers, at least, that'll kind of fill some of that role, but there's really not a lot of support heroes in this group. I'm actually glad that we're going to counter this at least once here. Basically, if there aren't a lot of supports in your game, have fun. Try to pick up the first ones, the only ones remaining first. So I guess I would probably say Dazzle, maybe Lina, and some jungling heroes are your best bets. But that's just options that you can go for. That's probably the best thing you could do in this case. And the final pick, the final slide here, looks like we have a Lich, Ancient Apparition. Those would be good picks. Windrunner could also support. Lina could also support. Not a whole lot of agility heroes, but that's not a huge deal. And that's pretty much the setup. So, all right, so that's about it for picking. I just wanted to make this point. RD is a new cool mode. If you guys haven't played it yet, make sure that you try it out. It's really fun. It makes it so people can't just try super powerful picks every single game. And before I get any nasty comments about that, it's similar to the argument of being against try-hard players. There's nothing wrong with trying to win games and warding and counter warding and doing all that good stuff. It's something that's improved a lot since Dota 1, but the only thing that's really annoying about it is that if you have to play against those really good heroes every game and you decide to use casual heroes, and by casual I mean heroes that aren't nearly as good. So for example, if I said, you know what, I want to carry with Alchemist this game. Alchemist is not as strong as an Anti-Mage is. Anti-Mage has a higher chance of winning the game because his hero is stronger. And if I have to play against that every game, it discourages me from ever playing any heroes but the best ones. And that makes casual Dota less fun. So that's... people who get mad about tryharding, they have a good point, and I agree with it sometimes, especially sometimes when I go pub and then everybody picks really hard because they want to beat me, stuff like that. So something like RD is going to allow me and other people to not have to play against the best heroes every game. And if we look at our 4 slides, is Anti-Mage ever in there? Not a single time. 0 Anti-Mage possibilities, never have to play Anti-Mage here. And occasionally I will play Anti-Mage, but it's guaranteed to be at a fairly low percentage, much lower than an average game. So that's the cool thing about RD, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any more questions, leave some comments and I'll give you some feedback on that. I hope you guys got something out of this. Remember, support heroes are the gold. Support heroes are the gold in RD. Sometimes there's heroes like Invoker, Anti-Mage, and therefore you'll want to snag those up fast. But on average, support heroes are the most popular because of the percentages. And just to sink that in a little bit, I probably don't have time to do the average, but we have 1 strength supporter pretty much, unless I'm missing some. Strength, Earthshaker, and Tidehunter, pretty much the only 2 strength supporters. Agility supporters, there's only 2 there. And of the int supporters, there aren't even that many in there. A lot of them are also solos and farm dependent heroes, so It's basically a very low percentage of int supporters compared to the other 3 sections. Therefore, they are very valuable in RD mode. So, all right, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to bring you guys a lot more instructional stuff, less procast, more gameplay commentaries, more tutorials. I have a couple awesome things that I want to work on in the next week or two, as I have more or less a large time break. So I think that's it. If you guys ever want to catch me on my stream, I've been basically streaming a crap load for the last month and a half. I'll continue that. It's twitch.tv/GGNetPurge. I'd appreciate it if you follow me there and you can see those updates. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.